And we're live. Welcome back. We're one day late, but whatever. Welcome to Please Don't Livestream and this very special episode because it's actually sort of like a crossover because we're talking about Avengers Infinity War, the greatest crossover movie of all time. So I thought I would make this live stream sort of a crossover as well because this is going to be a discussion between me and I should introduce Gabby is here.
Hello.
Little picture there. And so we're going to discuss Avengers Infinity War, but I have no interest in making a proper review out of this movie. And I'll tell you why later. So I thought I'll just make this my review as well. So this is not only a Please Don't Live Stream, it is also a Please Don't Make a Scene. So it's a crossover about a crossover. Anyway, now we're done with that. Like always, this is going to be very freeform. But let's just start. Like, what did you think of the movie, Gabba? In short, a few words. What did you think about it?
I could sum it up with one word. Actually, it was good. I mean,
yeah,
I can't find anything negative to say about the movie. Sure, if you're nitpicking, there are a couple of issues, but
yes, I would agree to that. Yeah, my short summary. I mean, you all know that I am I'm very much against these Marvel movies. I hate their business practices. I hate their safe formula on everything. So my reaction to this movie is, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it is. I was so like just taken aback by my own reaction because sitting there and watching it, it was like, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm enjoying it, sort of.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to find some major flaws with it because, yes, just for the record, I'm a huge Marvel and Disney fanboy when it comes to these kind of movies because I always think that these are the kind of movies you want to go and see at the cinemas. This big blockbuster movies with a lot of explosions and heroes and shit.
Big spectacle.
Yeah. But I think my major problem was also that I watched The Last Jedi the day before.
Oh yeah, you hadn't seen it until now.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it until now. And I remember we talked about it a couple of months ago. I was super stoked about seeing it.
Yeah, I was being very negative in one live stream, and you were sort of defending it, like, no, I think it's gonna be fine. It was a little awkward almost.
Yeah, this was not gonna be like the prequels.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was my major standpoint. So I was really disappointed.
You were okay.
Of The Last Jedi. So my mindset was very negative going into see the Avengers. I was fearful it was gonna be bad. And then when we started watching the movie, I mean, it was good, and it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yes, because I know a lot of other people have talked about this. This kind of movie shouldn't work with this many characters and this much build up. It should, like, logically it should be a letdown because it is destined to fail. But I think they like cleverly worked around that in that it's not really a movie. Like that's it's not a negative thing saying this. It doesn't follow regular like plot structure. It doesn't have 3 acts. It doesn't have a second act low point. It doesn't have character progression a little bit, but I mean there are 48 characters and one of them have proper character progression. But that is the only way to make a movie like this. They have to focus on this one thing, which is fight Thanos, and they do that pretty well for 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah, I mean it was like we said before. We're probably gonna say it a lot more. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
And like you said, because we have seen all this, the experience from the last movies. They also have worked, but I think that many people had issues with the second one, and I think this one is way better as a whole.
Oh yes,
I like the second one.
Yeah. I would almost say that this is better than the first one, because I'm not a big Joss Whedon fan, so all his quippy dialogue just rubbed me the wrong way. This one, well, it still had quippy dialogue, but it I don't know, it worked better for me. So I would almost say this is my favorite Avengers movie. It's not my favorite Marvel movie. That is still from last week, Iron Man 3. It's kind of it's a tie between Winter Soldier and Iron Man 3, I would say.
Yeah.
So, but it's up there. It's one of the better ones.
I think this one has the best ending.
Oh yes. This one actually has a good ending, which you usually don't see, or not. Well, you see some good endings, but this one had an interesting ending, and I want to watch the next one.
Yeah, sort
of.
Yeah, we're probably gonna watch it together as well.
Yeah, we kind of have to. I mean, but just before we get to the ending, because I think the only really interesting part about the movie is the ending, and Thanos as a character maybe. But let's just talk a little bit about what was actually bad about it, because it's not all good. I fell asleep a couple of times. You had to nudge me in the side, like, what the fuck?
I think I did like 5 times. I mean, it was. To your defense, there is a part of the movie, it's like past the 2-hour mark, when it kind of gets a bit too slow, and I think the movie is too long. That's one of the issues I have with it.
Yes,
it could be shortened down by like 20 minutes, and that's the part you fell asleep in.
Yes, if we're gonna talk problems, the length is definitely an issue, because early on, I should say this also now before we start really talking about the plot. I think we should try to avoid spoilers, but if we have to, we have to. So big spoiler warning for anyone that hasn't seen the movie. But around the middle of the movie, so like an hour and 40 minutes in or something, Jesus Christ. They split up because you can't have them all on the screen at the same time. So they split up. A lot of them go to Wakanda, where they're gonna have like the ground battles, if you will. What is Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Thor go off to this this dying star to build a new Mjolnir or a new weapon for Thor. And you have Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and
the remaining Guardians.
Yes, the remaining Guardians. They go off to Thanos' home planet, Titan. So they kind of split up, and for the rest of the movie, up until the ending, basically, they're all split up in those three cliques, and that is a good way to keep it very focused. I mean, because they can focus on a few characters at a time. And it never becomes confusing when they're jumping back and forth between Earth, Titan, and the Dying Star place. However, the whole plot with Thor and Rocket building this weapon, I mean, it should have taken like 5 minutes. It takes almost 20. And that was when I first started like, this is so fucking boring.
You started to snore, and I thought you were kidding.
Yeah, I fell asleep on my back, so I started snoring. If I fall asleep like this, I can be kind of quiet. This is also why I didn't want to review it, because I did miss like 10-15 minutes, so I don't want to like give my official review of it.
It wasn't that an important part, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes, and that really what proves that is that yes, I missed like 10 minutes of the movie, but I was not confused at all, because from your description, nothing of interest happened in those 10-15 minutes. Nothing of importance happened. They just built the weapon. It's like, okay, fine. And then Thor arrives with the new weapon down in Wakanda and just turns the tide of the battle, because the bad guys were kind of winning, because they have this huge CGI army and just throwing henchmen at the Avengers. So he swoops down and finishes it almost. And that's the only major complaint I have, that it gets it drags in the middle, because this movie is all about the fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, for better or worse, this movie is even more punching than Civil War, but it works better, I think.
I mean, it has war in the title. It has
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah, yeah,
punches.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, it's an infinite war, even just. So when they actually try to have like plot, it's like get on with it. We don't care. Get to the punching. Come on. Because it's just that kind of event. I can't say movie. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I think, and also that problem when they were in, because there, like you said, there's a point in the movie when they're all separate in 3 different locations.
yeah.
Uh, and I kind of thought the Wakanda part was the most boring one. They could have shortened that part a bit as well.
Yes, they could have shortened that as well, but at least there was like action. I would,
Yeah,
yeah, I would say even though I mean I did fall asleep with the Thor bit, but yeah, Wakanda was kind of boring too because that was just people punching each other. That was the Civil War fight for me at least. While the stuff on Titan, where Iron Man and Spider Man and the
Doctor
Guardians,
Strange
Doctor
and
Strange, they fought Thanos, and it was actually a clever fight where all the Avengers used their specific skills and they used them together appropriately to like win over Thanos, and they sort of win for a while. So that was a clever use of everyone's superpowers, and that's what you want. So so that was definitely the best part of the movie, I would say.
yeah, I would
I mean,
agree.
yeah, even when they try to like make they try to make Thanos like a almost like a sad character for a while. It sort of works, but it's not as exciting as that fight on Titan, I would say.
Yeah, because there's a huge difference between Thanos' motives in the comics, and I know people hate when you compare the comics with the
You
movies,
know,
but I thought it could have worked better because his motives in the comics is that he wants to woo death. He's in love with death.
yeah, yeah, I've heard that. That is kind of cool, and he wants to prove that he is like good enough, so he wants to kill half the universe.
Exactly, and we will come to one of our, I think, nitpicky problems with the movie
Oh yeah,
that we discussed.
there's a lot of stuff to nitpick in this.
Yeah,
I don't like to nitpick, but there is so much in this, so
like we have to.
we have
I
to.
mean, it's you. You can't ignore it. It's still a good movie, but couldn't he have done something different? I mean, the character,
Exactly.
because his
Exactly.
motives in Infinity War is
The
he wa-
movie or the comic?
the movie.
And the movie, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he wants to wipe out half the universe because we don't have enough resources
Yeah.
using the
Like
Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah, because his planet became overpopulated and they were starving, and so he said, we can fix this if we cut the population in half." And they were like, "No, you're crazy, you're a psychopath." And then his planet died, so now he's like on a mad quest to fix the rest of the universe instead by killing half the population of the universe.
Yeah, his idea was to have a shitty lottery in his planet.
Yeah, exactly. So not just the rich, not just the poor, and like they just
Everyone.
straight down the middle. Everyone, has their fair chance, which is like crazy, but I get it, I suppose.
Yeah.
um, so yeah, now he wants to do that to the entire universe. But like you said, he has the Infinity Gauntlet because that's how he's going to do it. He can literally snap his fingers and half the universe is gone.
Yeah.
But this the Infinity Gauntlet. Well, you were going to say it. So you can say it.
Yeah, I mean, we started talking about it, but wouldn't it have been easier to make infinite resources?
Yeah. He has the power to alter reality, which a lot of character has by this point, but still,
Yeah.
in this movie, he can do literally anything.
Anything.
He can create another universe where like half of our universe can migrate, so they have their own universe with their own food and everything. He can create infinite amounts of food, like you said. He could like I don't he could do anything, but his choice is to we're gonna kill half the universe, and it's like oh. However, I mean, you couldn't have an epic action movie if they just sat down and discussed like how can we help the universe instead of destroying it.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I mean,
that is the big cop out. There wouldn't have been a movie if he would just been like a nice guy, because the movie would have been 10 minutes long where he snapped his fingers and everybody had a hamburger. No, it wouldn't work. Which is unfortunate, because like he literally can do anything with that glove.
yeah, and although it's a big flaw, you just ignore it anyways in this movie.
Yeah, because you're engaged in the happenings of the film, of the movie. So it's so weird, because a huge plot hole like that would probably annoy me otherwise, but it doesn't here. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Marvel movies, I have seen all of them, and I've seen them over the course of these 10 years. So it felt like a proper, like, not a finale, but sort of like it had a sense of finality. Like this was the beginning of the end of this 10-year journey. So I think that made me more engaged. So
yeah, because they like build up for this.
Yeah, they had. Well, that's also a little bit of a nitpick, which I know we discussed. They hadn't really been building up Thanos that much over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So because you were thinking like, we know he has been officially around since 2012, because he's in like one scene in the first Avengers movie, but that's still 6 years ago, and since then we've seen him like twice or 3 times more. But you would think that in the beginning of this movie he would have at least like 4 or 5 of the 6 stones, and this would basically be him getting the last stone, or the last 2 stones.
Exactly. He had like 1, I think.
He had 1 when the movie begins. And it's like, what have you been doing for the last 10 years? I don't think Thanos as a character was properly built up the way that they had built up the Avengers.
No.
That's also why a movie like Age of Ultron felt unnecessary. That movie should have forwarded the Thanos plot instead of having a villain of the week in Ultron.
Yeah.
Use that as, have the villain be like a Thanos henchman coming for the stone or whatever. But no, I mean, when the Hulk arrives on Earth, he gets like teleported by Heimdall down to Earth, and he says to Iron Man like, Thanos is coming, and everyone for 10 years have wanted to hear that. So the audience like gasped, but Iron Man says, "Who?" And it's like, what? This is supposed to be the largest threat in the universe, and our main characters have never even heard of it until now. It's like, what? But why didn't you build it up more?
Yeah, because they could have been. I mean, they love using this end credit scenes and everything. They could have had like 4 minutes here and there building up Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
All the 18 movies.
Yeah. To like focus on this, because this is what it all led up to. At least after the first Avengers, because I know the first couple of movies led up to the first Avengers, but after that it should all have led up to the Thanos, to the Infinity War. But despite that, I mean, it didn't bother me. It bothered me afterwards, but while watching the movie, it didn't bother me, because the movie was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, I shoved popcorn down my face.
Yeah.
Minute 1. Also, because I had too much to drink, so I had to like drive my body up. So I didn't have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. But this is though a movie where you can leave for 10 minutes to go to the bathroom and come back, and you won't miss a thing, because they're either fighting or they're building a weapon. So
you can even sleep during the movie, apparently.
Exactly. I fell asleep. I didn't miss a thing.
But I think that timing was perfect, because I think if you had fallen asleep like 10 minutes earlier, then you probably would have missed something.
Yeah, there are a few things when they're like gearing up for the fight that I wouldn't have wanted to miss that. Sure. Another thing I was thinking about how they weren't properly building up to this movie we had the last movie was Black Panther, but going back to 2016 in Civil War, which was the last like big Marvel movie, they were like split up at the end. So Captain America and Falcon and Jeremy Renner was Hawkeye and all those characters. They were like outlaws, and Tony Stark with Black Widow and all those people, they were like the official Avengers. And you thought that was gonna like bring something to this movie, but it's barely even mentioned. All they say is like, yeah, he's on the run, but then
And
10
we don't
minutes
talk.
later, yeah, and we don't talk. Oh no, so the Avengers are split up. But then 10 minutes later, they appear to rescue Vision and Scarlet Witch in like Vienna or something.
Oh, it was in Scotland.
Oh, Scotland. Yeah, that's right. Vienna was Civil War. So then you see Captain America and his gang. So they just say like, "Oh, we need your help with Thanos." Okay, and they all gather, and all their arguments and bad blood, all that from Civil War is just gone because now we have to fight for a greater cause. But what was the point of Civil War?
I think, not to play the devil's advocate, but I think it was just great attention between Tony and Stark as Tony and Steve.
Sure, but I didn't really feel any of that tension in this movie.
No, it was basically gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they didn't have time to have any character interaction because they had to fight.
And and that also reminded me of another point that now irritates me a bit, is that these aliens overpowered two of the most powerful Avengers easily.
Yeah. They attacked when they attacked the Vision in Scotland. He also has like reality altering powers. He can phase things out of existence. But in this movie, he just punches people or aliens. It's like, why are you not beaming them out of existence? Stop punching people.
It had some explanation why he got injured, but
sure,
it was really weird when Cap could punch them in the face and they were like knocked out, basically.
Yeah, so he was basically stronger. But then it's also like one thing they like had to nerf certain characters to make this movie work.
Yeah,
and I shouldn't like that, but once again, it didn't matter.
Because it was fun to watch. Because it was fun to watch. It's a fun movie.
It was fun to watch. Yeah, that bothered me a lot more in Civil War for some reason. But here it worked. And one moment to get really specific, that when they powered up some characters and nerfed other characters, the moment where Thanos is basically just shoving every Avenger out of the way when they're in that little clearing in the forest, and then he walks up to Captain America and he's about to like squash him, but he just grabs the gauntlet and almost manages to like wrestle him to the side, and you see Thanos like hesitating for a second, like whoa, what the fuck? That was a great moment.
Yeah,
that's like
really cool.
That was one of my favorite moments in the movie. It was sort of similar to when he almost manages to lift Thor's hammer in Age of Ultron. It's something about Captain America. He's such a goody two shoe that he can do anything.
Yeah, but he's not a dick about it. That's the good part.
No, exactly. Yes, he's the most humble character in all these movies. That's why I think he's my favorite.
Yeah, he's mine too, which is really weird because I always hated Captain America when I was younger. I thought he looked really corny and super patriotic.
Yeah, but it's because he's kind of a sad character in this.
Yeah,
he's basically alone, especially after Civil War, when his old girlfriend or whatever we would call it dies. There's no one left. So I think that helps.
My granddaughter instead.
Oh God, yes, that's so gross.
Anyways,
yeah,
but that and also one thing that I liked and also disliked at the same time, because the movie is aware that they have nerfed certain characters at some point and then made them stronger. Because there's a scene in Wakanda when there's like this big drill machines thingies.
Oh yeah. It's like big spinning like drill wheels that start charging towards the Avengers and the Wakandan army.
And Scarlet Witch just jumps down.
Yeah, she had been incapacitated because she was protecting the Vision while they were extracting the stone from his forehead.
Was it the Soul Stone? Yeah, the Soul
No,
Stone.
his is the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone, right?
Yeah.
So she jumps down, hasn't done anything for the past.
Yeah, she
15 minutes.
She swoops down, and like in 5 seconds, she just removes like half the.
She just lifts them up and throws them away, and I can't remember the character's name, but the actor's name is Denai.
Yeah, it's the like main Royal Guard girl from Black Panther. Like, where were you? Why weren't you here from the beginning? Like, yes, exactly. Once again, she can do anything with her mind, literally anything. She could just push the entire army to the side. But no, she had to protect the Vision. That was more important, right?
And also, she had the main thing that she was supposedly was to destroy the Infinity Stone. But it took she could have helped from the beginning and then jumped back.
Yes, exactly.
For the extraction and everything.
So dumb. Dumb. But you know what? It worked in the movie.
It worked, and they kind of acknowledged that she should have been there earlier. Yes. So I'll give them a point for that one.
And it's the same thing when Thor swoops down. It's also like he just ends that that war. Because he with his new hammer, he just like waves of lightning that just forces the army to turn. So it's also like, oh, he should have been there like 15 minutes ago. Why? Oh, so that's why they put him out in space. So that was the nerfing of Thor.
Yeah, because I think I get why he had to use the hammer, because the hammer or the hammer axe, what do you want to call it?
It's battle axe hammer. I don't know.
It's a mix in between an axe and a hammer.
It's a axe.
Yeah, basically, because it's the only item a weapon that could kill Thanos.
Yeah. Oh, and that was also fun because I was worried that they were actually going to kill Thanos in this and save the day. So when he throws the axe straight into the heart of Thanos, I was like, I fucking knew it. They couldn't do it.
You're like pussies.
Yeah, like fucking pussies. Come on, do it. Kill half the universe. And you see Thanos almost dying, and he's like, you should have aimed for the head. And then he snaps his fingers. And I fucking lost it. No, I didn't lose it, but it was like
we were staring at each other like, oh my god.
Yes, because I did not think they were gonna do that. In this PG-13 safe little Marvel movie, they kill what would it talk like 17 trillion people with a snap of a finger, and you see.
Yes, take half.
Yeah, half the universe is gone, and you see like the Wakandan warriors, they just turn to ash. You see several of the Avengers, like more than half of the Avengers, just turn to ash. Like, what is going on? And just and they're gone.
And everyone is like, really, they don't understand what is happening.
No, they can't grasp it. Yeah, exactly. And then over on Titan, you see the same thing.
Some characters just disappear as well.
Yeah, Drax disappears. Doctor Strange disappears. The only one that like lingers for a while is Spider-Man. For some reason, it takes longer for him. Yeah, spoilers. He dies. And he turns to ash.
I mean, that was really harsh, that scene. Continue.
Yeah, because he's just a kid, so he can't really handle it. So he gets almost like panicked and starts like crying and then like lunges towards Tony Stark. He's like, you got to do something, save me! I don't want to die! And then just disappears. So it's like, whoa, hold the phone! You can't kill the Avengers. And then the movie ends. You see Thanos like sitting down, almost like he's proud of what he's done. Like, yes, I fixed it. And then the movie ends, and like, what the fuck?
Because the movie is kind of a downer from start to finish.
Yes, it's continually becoming grimmer and grimmer and darker and darker. And all the humor that is there in the first half is completely gone by the end. There's no humor left, which is good because if the humor didn't really fit in the movie.
I mean, it was like, I think, what I told you when we were going out from cinema, it was like making jokes at a funeral.
Yes,
It was funny, but it was inappropriate.
yes, it was funny, and it worked in the beginning when they weren't really like they hadn't grasped how big of a threat he was. Like, ha ha ha! Oh, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Blah blah blah. That was funny. But then when they realized, like, okay, we have to be serious now because he's going to wipe out the universe. Let's not make jokes. But they continued to make jokes, and that's where it became like quipping at a funeral. It didn't work. It didn't work.
Because we talked about it. They should have like faded the humor off earlier in the movie.
Yeah, it should have been like a steady fading out. But instead, it was like humor. Oh, we should just cut it. Gone. So it became a little abrupt. But it was still good that they didn't like have a little joke at the end. Like, no. We've killed trillions of people. No more joking. But of course, right after all this happened and everyone clapped and we were about to, well, we sat through the credits. We also talked about, this was a super big like risk, killing all the Avengers and stuff. But the Infinity Gauntlet still exists. One of the stones is called the Time Stone. They can just turn back time, which I'm like 90% sure is what they're gonna do in the next movie.
Yeah.
So everything that happened in this one, they can just reverse it. Don't worry.
Because I remember when we were watching the movie, there's a certain scene. I'm gonna tell the audience which scene it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like a hand motion towards you, and you're like, "What are you doing?" I went, "No, they're gonna turn the time." And Lord and behold, they turned the time at exactly that moment.
Yes, Thanos like shows us what the Avengers is going to do in the next movie, because he turns back time because they it's something like they almost like overpower him, and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna cheat." So he turns back time to like win, and then they're like, "Oh no, he won this one." But the second they get the glove or the gauntlet, they're gonna do the same thing.
It was basically like when you were younger, you played GoldenEye with your friends, and you had that friend that was such an annoying cunt that would always shows odd job, so you all want to gang against him. So you do the crouchy thing, and he also did the crouchy thing at that moment and killed everyone. That's like basically what happened.
Yeah, it reminded me actually a lot of the Mikael Haneke movie, Funny Games.
Yeah.
If you've seen that, when they managed to shoot, well, spoilers for this movie that is almost it's 21 years old now. The mother or father manages to grab a gun and kill one of the kidnappers, and the other one like no, and grabs the fucking remote to the TV and rewinds the movie so he can grab the gun before the father can use it, and that's how they win in that movie.
Yeah,
this kind of reminded me of that. It was like, fuck you.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, you thought it was gonna be that kind of a movie.
Exactly. Oh, but yeah. So I'm not really. I like that they did what they did in the end, but I'm not gonna say it was like a bold move, because we know that they can just turn back time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure not everyone is gonna survive. I'm pretty sure they're gonna permanently.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, because they're gonna turn back time up until when he snaps his fingers. So we know that Loki's gonna be dead because he dies in the first minute of the movie, or like first 5 minutes of the movie. So he's dead. Heimdall is such a small character, so he's dead. There's probably a few characters that like, we don't need those. For some reason they don't come back, so they're gonna be dead. But
any movie that's gonna have a sequel.
Exactly.
Probably.
So Spider-Man is going to come back. Black Panther is going to come back. And
I'm not super sure about the Guardians, though.
No, I
mean, there's specifically one character that
Oh yes, there is one character. Once again, we're in spoilers here. Gamora is not coming back. That is the one kill that they tried to make like emotional, well, like, except for the ending, of course, because well, we all know that Gamora is Thanos' daughter or adopted daughter. Um, and he's up on a mountain where for some reason Red Skull lives.
Yeah.
From the bad guy from the first Captain America. He's there now, some sort of like guardian for that stone. Um, and the soul stone, you can only get it if you like sacrifice something you love, and they make like a big thing of it. Gamora
Starts laughing.
Yeah, Thanos has kidnapped her to bring her to this soul stone, and she starts laughing like, "Ha ha! You idiot! You don't love anything." And I was thinking the same thing. He doesn't love anything. The only thing he loves is like his cause. He wants the gauntlet. I think he loves that.
Yeah.
But conveniently, he does love Gamora, even though
she's like questioning him, like, "Are you crying?"
Yeah,
And
like
you see like tears, like
one tear rolling down his cheek. He's like, "Wait, you were like torturing Gamora and Nebula like daily." We find out in Avengers, the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
and that's why they both hate him. So I don't really see. They sort of kind of retcon that with some flashbacks of him like adopting her, or well, taking her away from all the people he's going to kill on a certain planet. And so yeah, I guess he loved her for some reason. Well,
tough love.
Yeah, it was very tough love.
But I think they also took that. They explained that in Guardians of the Galaxy, that because Nebula always said that no, Gamora has always been the favorite. He was always more lenient towards her.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But I still, I'm still like, is that really love? I don't know. But I guess they needed it for this one. So yeah, he just throws
him a pass.
Exactly, we're giving it a pass because it's Infinity War. So he just throws her off a cliff. We see her fall, and it's like, so they're gonna like stop it somehow. It's just a test. No, she just splat. No blood because PG-13, but we just see her die like on screen. I'm like, oh, and he's like, oh no, oh my heart, oh what terrible fate. And then he wakes up in a puddle of water, and
sees her, I think.
Yeah, he's walking through the water first. It's a super serene setting, and there's like this Asian-inspired like little temple thing, and the young Gamora stands there like, "Oh, are you finished or something?" She says, or "Are you happy or something?" And then it all becomes very like weird, kind of. I want to say flummigt, but that's the Swedish word. Kooky, kind of weird. And then he wakes up and he has the Soul Stone. It's like, wow, okay. So yeah, Gamora is she's out of the franchise. I would
say.
She
became another alien.
Oh,
the Avatar movies are coming out soon.
So. Oh sure, yeah. Oh god. Ugh, don't even. I don't know.
Nah. I don't think maybe gonna take her back, but at the same time, they kind of replace her with Mantis.
Yeah, exactly. They have Mantis.
Remember?
Is Nebula still alive? I don't remember. Does she survive?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's survived. She's with Tony. Or did she die? I think she survived.
I think she survived.
She survived. Because how the fuck is he supposed to get the fuck out of Titan?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a tough one because fucking everyone died except for him.
I think she survived actually.
Yeah, so there we have. For some, she was like super evil in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but they all accepted her in the second one because that was the smarmy, boring one. So they have a replacement, and I know we discussed that if they keep making Guardians of the Galaxy movies and Thor movies, that they should like do more crossovers between those, because those were some of the best lines in the movie where Thor was talking to Star-Lord. It became like a dick measuring contest, even more than with the Rocket.
It was really funny. I mean, that was the only time I think the comedy really worked well in the movie.
Yes. Because the stakes were still pretty low when he was there. So the comedy fit. It fit into the scene. It was witty, and it didn't feel inappropriate at that time in the movie. Because yeah, they pick him up, and Gamora's all like, "Oh, his muscles are like made from some fucking like super
Metal
metal fiber or something." She says,
and
and Star-Lord gets super like aware of his own body, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they call him fat, which is kind of funny. Like,
yeah,
you're
one
sandwich
sandwich
away
away.
from fat.
And they also call him a mix. It's like a what was it? Like a pirate and an angel.
Yeah.
Translated.
Drax says that Thor is the spawning of a pirate and an angel. And for some reason, Thor thinks that Rocket is the captain, which makes Star-Lord even more annoyed. But
The
he
rocket
said,
just goes with it.
"Yeah, I'm the captain. These are just the morons." And Thor, not knowing what moron means, keeps calling them morons. That was amazing. When he says, "See you later, morons," but he says it sincerely.
Yeah, it's like you go to nowhere and we'll go fix the hammer. So like, see you later, morons. Really calm and collected. And Star-Lord just watches Thor go away.
Oh, that was genuinely good. I was like, yeah, this is a good movie. I was right when those scenes were happening. Same with Groot being a teenager. I wasn't the hugest fan of Groot in the first two movies, but he really worked here because he's a bit more grown up from the last one, and he's like this defiant teenager just playing video games all the time. It's just like, oh, what? He made like. He was mocking Rocket's voice, but just saying, "I'm Groot," like, "I'm Groot." It's like, oh my god.
Vin Diesel did a super good job
Yes.
capturing that. It's the voice is basically like an adult mocking a teenager.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So he sounds like the quintessential like emo teenager from the early 2000s. Like, ugh, everything sucks. I hate everything. My parents are. I fucking hate them.
They
Like,
don't understand
ugh.
me.
Yeah, exactly. He was like that, but saying, "Ugh, I am Groot. Ugh, I am Groot."
He's just playing his like Tetris.
He was playing like Pac-Man or Tetris on his fucking like iPad. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, but I kind of enjoyed that they focused more on the cosmic heroes in this one.
Yes. That is also like we sort of came to the same conclusion when we did our top 10 list, because the whole space thing really started happening more in the third phase, or the end of the second phase of the
Yeah.
movies, and that's when that's the good phase, the third phase, because it gets a little weird. I mean, we have Thor Ragnarok is much more fun because it's much more colorful. You have more aliens. Same thing with the Guardians movies.
Yeah.
They're a lot more fun. Those characters are more fun than Iron Man. It's just a guy in a suit. So yeah, it was a good.
It's a philanthropist billionaire.
Yeah, that's about it. Playboy, philanthropist, super genius. Ugh, I hate that line.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is, but it's still like, well,
I just don't like Joss
yep.
Whedon.
No, I really don't like Joss Whedon. But yeah, and it also makes sense because this is like an intergalactic story. It takes place all over the galaxy, so there has to be more focus on the space characters. I mean, even like the characters that have the most in not in common, but they have the most connections to Thanos are from space. So
Yeah, and most
it makes
experience dealing with intergalactic beings, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it is like they literally, like with every movie, have broadened the horizon. So now we've gone from Earth to Earth and a couple of planets, and now it's the entire galaxy. So it makes sense. And I sort of hope they continue to do that and don't like go back. Well, honestly, I sort of hope they stop making movies after Infinity War. But I know there's gonna be at least a couple more that have been announced. So
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like 5 more years after this last Infinity Wars. I don't think
yeah.
there's gonna be another Avengers for a while after the
No,
second.
I hope not. And I know Kevin Feige have been talking about sort of powering down the franchise. Um, he didn't like say a specific date or how many movies it's going to be, but after the Infinity War, like, yeah, what more can you do that's actually interesting? I mean, the next movie we're going to get is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, wait. We just had the story of Thanos killing half the universe,
Yeah,
and now we're going to get Ant-Man.
that's kind of a prequel to this one because that movie ends. It begins after Civil War.
Yeah, exactly. That's the aftermath of Civil War. But like, what's the point of that movie? After the Infinity War movies, what's the point of making more Avengers or Marvel movies? Well, money, of course, money, but
It's Disney. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
love their money.
yeah. So yeah, they could probably go on, but I hope they sort of try to power it down
Yeah,
because they can't go on forever. They just can't. Um,
and we both hope that they like do a good reboot in a couple of years.
yes,
That my
because
reboot idea they should do.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because now they well yeah
they own Fox.
they
I think
own
it's done. The
Fox.
deal is done.
Yeah, the deal is done. So now they have the X-Men, they have Deadpool. The only one, and I mean they technically have Spider-Man as well, just as long as Sony gets to put their name on the movie. So they have every Marvel character. So yeah, the only logical thing would be to, if they're going to reboot it, they have like they do it with all the characters. So it's instead of 48 main characters, they're going to have 148 characters. But no, go ahead.
I think after Ant-Man, it's Captain Marvel. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's the one they. Spoilers. We've said spoilers, but spoilers. That's the one they tease.
In the end credits.
In the after the credits.
I didn't get that one actually.
I didn't at first, and then I sort of like remembered the star, and I think someone mentioned it.
Yeah, some kid yelled, "Oh, it's Captain Marvel!"
Yeah, and then it's like,
it's Miss Marvel.
Right. Yeah, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel.
It's basically the same character.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So maybe she's gonna be like the big hero of the next Infinity War movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that character. I hadn't even heard about her before they started talking about the movie. So
yeah, I mean, if you have seen X-Men the animated series,
yeah, a little bit when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything.
She is the superhero that Rogue steals her powers from.
Oh yeah. Oh, well,
so she's
okay.
So she can fly and punch really hard. She's basically like Superman.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, well, she's gonna be super like powered in this one, so she can punch a hole in Thanos. So it's fine. It's fine. But I also want to talk a little bit about or because I think we've kind of said everything there is to say about the movie and what we thought about it.
People should go watch it. I mean,
yes, they actually should. The only thing I would say, like, if you haven't seen the other ones, if you've maybe like seen one or two of the movies like a few years ago, you're not gonna really be able to enjoy this movie. I think you have to have seen at least like most of the other movies to get this one. That is the only like caveat, because if you've seen all the other movies, like I have and like you have, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a blast. Like most Marvel fanboys or fans have seen all the movies, so for them it's okay. But if you haven't seen the other movies, there is zero character development, zero exposition about the characters in this one. So you're gonna be horribly confused if you try and watch this without having seen the other ones. That's the only like downside to it.
And if you do go see it, then why do you choose to see this one instead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, This movie is only made for the fans or the people that have seen the movies. It is not like, oh, we want everyone to see this. No. We want, this is for the fans. And
it's not like Winter Soldier that
no.
jump
Winter
in.
Soldier, yeah, Winter Soldier you can basically see without having seen any of the others. You wouldn't be too confused. Same with, well, the earlier movies, of course, the origin stories.
Guardians.
But yeah, Guardians you can see because it's so detached. But watching this, no, you have to have seen the other ones. That's the only problem with that aspect of the movie. That it doesn't work as its own movie. It doesn't work as a movie. It is a part of a larger experience, which it's supposed to be, and that's why it's fine. But you and I, we had some ideas for how they're going to end it, or what the second one is going to be about. Now that they do have all the X-Men characters and the Deadpool characters,
Yeah.
We talked a lot about addressing the plot holes.
Yeah, you could explain those.
Okay, yeah. Like we talked about, my dream version of Infinity War 2 would be that everyone's so downtrodden, everybody's so sad. Oh no, the Avengers are gone. How are we gonna do this? Thanos is the ruler of the universe. And it's like this last desperate fight. It's Iron Man and two more. We're never gonna win. And then just in walks Deadpool, stop. He points to the cameraman, stop, cut the movie. And he walks up to Thanos and is like, hey, Cable, because it's Josh Brolin plays both Cable and Thanos. Hey, Cable, listen to me. Why do you have to kill everyone? And he addresses the plot holes from the first one. Why didn't you just create more food? Why did you have to be so mean? And that was one version. We also had the super meta version where Deadpool steps in and stops the movie. He's like, stop fighting. Shut the fuck up. Don't move a muscle. And then he leaves the scene. He jumps into a taxi. He goes to the screenwriter's office in Los Angeles or New York or whatever. He puts a gun to the screenwriter's head and says, write Thanos out of the movie or I shoot you in your fucking head. And then he just erases Thanos from the movie. Deadpool goes back and problem solved, guys. What was so hard? And they're never gonna do that, but that would be so much fun if they completely pull the rug out from under the feet of the audience.
I think people would appreciate it.
I think so too. I mean, you would have to have a proper 2-hour movie before that where they really have the war and them fighting and all that. But just the ending is just Deadpool stepping in for 10 minutes and just fixing the problem. That would be amazing. I have very little hope for it happening, but that would be amazing. And it would be a good way to end this franchise and starting over, I suppose. And then they could do the best franchise ever, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
And have a reboot. Yeah. And from there, just do the reboot. They just recast everyone after he kills every single character.
Yeah. And he literally says them, there we go. The franchise is over. Please restart. You're fine. You're welcome. Because Deadpool has the greatest power of everyone. I mean, even greater than the Infinity Gauntlet, because he can break the fourth wall. And that is even better than reality bending.
Yeah, because it is reality bending for the characters in the movie.
Yeah, it's reality bending for the audience
as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And I would like to see Deadpool. Is it versus the Marvel Universe or kills the Marvel Universe?
Kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, just make a bunch of movies where he like hunts down Captain America and Wolverine and
Everyone.
everyone. They get to 20 new movies. That's perfect. And then they make a big one where he kill. No, he starts with the smaller ones, and then they want to have their big mashup movie after like 5-6 years. Yeah, well, he kills the Avengers or he kills the X-Men. Perfect. And it's just him slaughtering everyone. Every movie is a hard R because all the little kids that were fans of these Avengers movies, they're all grown up now, so they can go watch R-rated movies. It's perfect.
They will make so much money if they did that, I think.
Yeah. I would just I would actually like enjoy those. Like, yeah, shitty business decisions be damned. I just want to watch that movie. Oh, that would be glorious. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It would be cool.
It is not.
Another
Yes.
yeah, we could dream. Another cool team up. If we're just gonna like quickly talk about team ups, Deadpool with the Punisher. I know they've done that sometime in the comics, but that would be fun to see. And they have a Punisher now, so I mean, why not?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that the Punisher or the Defenders were not involved at all.
Yeah, because they take place in the same universe, so they could have at least like mentioned them. We could have seen them in the end, like disappearing, just to like connect those two parts of the franchise. Yeah, that was a wasted potential. Definitely.
I mean, they wouldn't have been able to done anything. I mean,
no,
maybe Luke Cage.
Maybe Luke Cage
Or Jessica Jones, but
yeah, because they're strong. But I mean, Punisher, he has a gun. What's he gonna do?
he has a better marksman than Bucky, basically. I think
he is.
I think he's a master tactician as well.
Oh yeah, well,
but that wouldn't have worked against the fucking Infinity Gauntlet anyway.
No, there are no tactics. Just punch until it falls off.
Or maybe he would have shot him before he got to that stone.
Yeah, he just walks up, about you fucked up bitch, and shoots him. That because he's also kind of a character that would do something like that. It would be a huge plot hole, but it would work. Another thing that they kind of, just going back now, talking about plot holes or like missed opportunities. Early in the movie when they fight in New York, Wong, the librarian from Doctor Strange, he opens a portal and they like push this Thanos henchman down into the portal, and he tries to jump out, and they close the portal, and it cuts off his arm, and I was just like, oh, so why don't they do that with Thanos? Because that would like finish it. Just push him out, and when he reaches through, just close the portal, and the gauntlet is yours. That's also like one of those. It's a nitpick, but I just thought about it. There were so many moments in this movie where they could have won, but they didn't because the movie had to end the way it ended. I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, when you're thinking back, it has a lot of plot holes, but
it has a lot of plot holes.
But again, it works. It's so weird. I mean, the weirdest thing of all was that you were more positive after seeing the movie than I was.
Yeah, because I wasn't even like annoyed that I liked it. I was just completely flatlined about it. Like, yeah, I can't complain. It was fun. It was exciting. It wasn't too long because the actual movie is just over 2 hours. Then it's like 15 minutes of credits. So pretty good length. Everything just worked. And you were like, when we were walking to the train, you were like, you were getting more and more annoyed that you couldn't really find anything to complain about.
Yeah.
It should have been the other way around because, like you said, you like the movies.
I like the movies, and I don't know. I blame Star Wars, but
like you said before, you just saw The Last Jedi. We're gonna have a live stream about that sometime in the future because you can never talk too much about The Last Jedi.
No, I really have to vent about that movie.
Yeah.
I can say that I was wrong and you were right.
Ow, that's okay. Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's not really much more to say about it. Or I don't know. Do you have
No.
anything else to say? I
I
mean,
mean, it's a solid movie. It gets, if you put it on a scale from 1 to 5, I think it gets a 3.
yeah. For what it is, it's a 3. It's a solid 3. Um,
And
like
I mean, the ending is so good.
yeah, the ending was really good, and and also I can't really review this as a regular movie. That's also why we're doing like this. But yeah, for what it is, yeah, I would say 3 out of 5, or like a solid 6 out of 10, or maybe even 7 out of 10, because it was good. Which is it is so weird for me to say that, because except for Iron Man 3 and Winter Soldier, I haven't genuinely enjoyed a Marvel movie. And now this, which should have been the biggest clusterfuck of them all, it's like it's good. I genuinely enjoyed it. I was like in a haze when we were walking towards the train, because I couldn't really wrap my head around the fact that I actually liked it and couldn't complain about it.
Yeah, and I couldn't wrap my head around that. I liked it, but that I was pissed off. I couldn't find any big flaws with the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, because like we said, the only the only huge problems with the movies are really nitpicks and things that they had to like nerf or change for the movie to end where it ended. Like,
It was necessary.
it was necessary, yes, to tell this kind of story. Those things were necessary, and the only real problems with the movie was, yeah, it dragged on in the middle of the movie, and a little too much humor. That's the only like real complaints about the movie, or about the thing, the experience.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
So yeah, I can't wait to see the next one. Well, the next Infinity War. I'm not hyped about Ant-Man, but the next Infinity War, sure, I'll watch that.
When is the next Infinity War? It's next year, right?
It's next year. It should be like more or less exactly a year after this one. So yeah, we'll be back in a year, and hopefully we'll be more disappointed, so we can like shout and scream and throw things and actually give you some entertainment, because this one is just, yeah, fine, good. such a weird experience for me, at
It's
least.
super weird.
Yeah.
I've never had this feeling. I mean, the only other Marvel movie that I can think of that I like hated. Not saying that I hated this movie. I hated that I
Didn't dislike it.
yeah. Is Thor: The Dark World?
Oh yeah,
I
that's so boring.
mentioned.
So boring. But yeah, yeah, exactly. I was gonna. I had something I was gonna. It wasn't important. Yeah. We're done.
Go see it. It was a good movie.
Yeah, go see it. I mean, if you've seen the other ones, if you like the Marvel movies, you're gonna love it. It's great. If you haven't seen the other ones,
Go see another movie.
go see another movie. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Go see another movie. Go see A Quiet Place. I think it's still playing. Go see whatever. Go see fucking Black Panther. That is still playing, and that's a better movie than this was. So, yeah, I don't know. That's it, I suppose. Next week I have something special planned for next week, but we'll talk about that off air. So, but yeah, everyone watching, either now or in the archives, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.